Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bargain Bin Reviews, the revenge of the review. Here in the Bargain Bin, I decide what's worth your hard-earned pocket change and what deserves to be sliced to pieces. Now, the film that I'm going to be talking about today is called VHS. Yeah, you may be wondering, wait a minute, didn't you say you were going to do this about a month ago? Well, yes, and I will be posting a video later today talking about that. Oh boy, you don't want to get me started on this one or I will never get done. Okay. VHS is what you would call a first-person film, much like a first-person shooter or first-person horror game. And it's not good, just like most of those. Yeah. Well, it has a few good points that save it from being the worst thing ever made. Because the worst thing ever made, I'm probably going to cover on here anyway. Now, VHS is a strange little creature because it thinks it has an overarching story. Even though all it is a found footage documentary style film ripping off, oh god, Cloverfield, Blair Witch, all the other bad movies that came out of this craze. Yes, I just said the Blair Witch Project is bad. Bite me. I don't care. Now, you may be wondering why I don't like these movies. Well, I hate the style they're done in. They look like they're done so cheap. And granted, that's the point. I get it. But I could make a better movie than this. Me! And I don't know anything about making movies. I mean, come on, look at my setup. You think I know what I'm doing? No. Well, to start off, VHS is a strange little creature. It really is. It starts off with a plot of these hired thugs basically getting paid to go in and steal a videotape. Yeah, that's about it. But they get there, there's a dead body in a chair, and everyone and their mother knows that at some point the dead body's going to move. Big shock. I was beside myself when I thought, oh my god, it's going to move. When it actually moved, I was disappointed. Didn't really do anything. Christ. The story is completely ridiculous. There's nothing connecting the stories. They find a bunch of random tapes, and there's only 2 good ones that I can think of. And I'll give them credit. They don't use a lot of special effects. And what special effects they do use look semi-okay. I'm a big sucker for practical effects, so I like a lot of it. Now, they start breaking into CG at the very end where these ghosts just have the magical powers of After Effects, which is not something you want. You may be wondering, well, why don't you have a lot of energy for this review? That's because this is the 3rd time I have shot this review, only to have it shot down by the copywriting on YouTube. By the way, Magnolia Pictures, if you're watching this, thank you guys so much for royally screwing me over on my last 2 videos and not letting anyone watch them. I really appreciate that, even though your stupid movie is not worth, hassling me about copyright. Oh well, no big deal. It's not like I'm making piles of money from this anyway. Now, back onto the task at hand. My apologies, my rage will boil over soon if I don't go. VHS is a disappointing movie. It has hints of good ideas. They do an entire segment filmed exclusively over Skype, which I thought was clever. I thought that was a good idea. Nobody had used that before, to my knowledge, and that's really clever. And some of the story in that one is really good. I like that story. Same can be said with I believe it is called Amateur Night, where a bunch of frat dudes get some concealable cameras in some glasses and decide to go shoot some porn. Oh, lo and behold. Of course, one of the girls is some kind of monstrous demon. She bites a dude's hand when he tries to join in. Everyone else chuckles at dude, no means no. Well, the biting could be good in some cases, but not this one. Her teeth turn sharp. She starts freaking out. She rips a dude to pieces. She tears a guy's junk off with her claws and slings it across the room. And honestly, in this movie, I don't feel bad for any of the guys that die, at least in the first scene, because they're all kind of douchebags. Just, all of them in general. Even our protagonist, Steve. Actually, I don't even think he has a name, so I'm going to call him Steve. And, well, it sort of sucks from there. We get a basic 80s style slasher film remake, only without the cool part, without actually seeing the killer. And he doesn't have, the cool sword that I do. He's just stuck with some cheap butter knife that they bought him at a discount store. Yeah. Oh, well, what are you going to do, right? Then we move to the only good one, the one filmed over Skype, which involves this dude's girlfriend going nuts and seeing ghosts and, alien tracking chips in her skin, which, that's cool. I liked that. That one was actually good. Yeah, that one became a problem. I had to censor all the nudity out of that one to try and post it. Too bad you guys can't see that, huh? Well, anyway, back to my feeble little point into making about this stupid movie. I've heard people pitch to me that this film is great. It's not great. It has a clever idea. The premise is kind of stupid. A question that I'd never heard asked before. Well, if everyone died, who made the movie? Who put all this footage together? Who, out of our party of geniuses, spliced all this video footage together on their little camcorder and all these VCR tapes? Who did that? Because they all die. All of them. Before the last tape plays. Why? Why does that happen? It doesn't make sense. Well, listen to me complaining that a horror movie doesn't make sense, but it should make sense, okay? I don't care if it's a horror movie, a slasher movie, an alien movie, some kind of weird tentacle movie. I've said too much. Well, anyway, I don't care what kind of movie it is. It has to make sense. You can't make a stupid movie, unless that's what you're going for. If you're trying to make epic movie or date movie or a movie, or a review, technically, I guess. Well, if you want to be stupid, you can be stupid. That's fine. Just go into it completely. These guys were stupid unintentionally. They were funny. This movie was mildly hilarious, actually. Funny in the way that The Room is funny, or that Troll 2 is funny, or that Birdemic is funny. And you just cringe at some of the stuff they did. It's just not good. My God. It gives me a headache just thinking about it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my personal reinterpretation of VHS. Oh my God, they're coming for us! Run! Run! Wow, you see what kind of a cinematic maverick I am? How ingenious that was. The lighting, the angles. Oh, so perfect. So perfect. I think I'm going to win an Oscar for that one. I really do. I'd like to thank the Academy. Also, the Academy's kind of stupid, so yeah, you guys can piss off. Oh, wait, I'm not at the Oscars. Oh, man. That sucks. Oh, well. Anyway, back to the stupidity. VHS is a dumb movie. It really is. I don't like it. That doesn't mean you can't like it. I'm just saying that it's not good. It's not well made. The people that made this movie, they didn't care about it. And honestly, that's what goes into making a good film. You have to care. You can't just go ripping off Paranormal Activity and expect people to fall in love with your crap. And it's not like this is an old movie. This was made in 2012. Where, granted, effects probably aren't what they are today, I guess. It was only 3 years ago. I mean, Jesus, people, come on. But this movie, it annoyed me. It annoyed me. But I have to ask myself a question here on Bargain Bin Reviews. Was this movie worth the $2 that I paid for it? And after much careful deliberation of a snap judgment, which I'm about to make, no, it wasn't. It really, really was not worth what I paid for it. And I do not think anyone should watch this movie based on just my personal experience. Because really, it's a bad movie. It's boring. There's an entire section of the movie which you could fast forward through. It goes on for about 20 minutes. And I swear to God, I have still not watched that part in its entirety because it's so boring and soul-crushing. I swear to you, I spent at least 2-3 days trying to watch this, and I could not watch that part in its entirety. It was impossible. I couldn't even edit it with a straight face. I just cut out 90% of it. And if you want to see that, hit me up on Facebook, leave a comment. I'll send it to you myself. Now, as for the final verdict on VHS, is it worth your hard-earned money? No. Simply no, it's not. I don't think you should give the people that made this movie the satisfaction of giving them any money for their films. Honestly, I don't think you should give Magnolia Pictures any money. I will launch my own little crusade about that later today. Now, I've been deliberating, and I don't think that this movie is worth soiling my precious Nimbus on. So, what I'm going to do is do the old-fashioned thing, and I'm just going to crush it with my bare hands just to get a little satisfaction out of it, and it's going to be sweet. Honestly, that felt amazing. But folks, if you liked what you saw here today, leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you're so inclined. Leave a comment. Tell me what you want me to review next. Complain that I didn't put this out when I said I was going to. I don't blame you. You should complain. And if you didn't like it, remember, everyone's a critic.